So, hello once again to the Baptist Messenger. I am Brother Corey Chartier, and the purpose of this channel is to just talk about Baptist doctrine and the purpose of the different doctrine and the purpose of the King James Bible and the local church and all those things that concern us biblical Baptists throughout the world. Today it's lesson 2 on why the King James Bible is the Bible, and we'll be talking about a little bit of my own thoughts more so on this one. I call it the historical perspective. I believe the KJV is the Bible from a historical perspective. First, we know the Lord uses the powers of kings of this world to do his will. We know this from Isaiah 45, 1 through 4, which says, "Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden to subdue nations before him. And I will loose the loins of the king, to open before him the two-leaved gates, and the gates shall be shut. I will go before thee, and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of the brass, and cut in sunder the bars of iron. And I will give thee the treasure of darkness, and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord, which call thee by name, am the God of Israel. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect, I have called thee by name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me." Romans 13, 1 and 2 says it this way, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation." So God uses the power of this world to affect his will in the world. Second, God established people and places to provide the spread of his word and knowledge of him, right? From this historical perspective. Have you ever wondered why there was so many languages at Pentecost? Or why was an Ethiopian in Jerusalem? Matthew 23:15, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, you make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves." So the Pharisees traveled all over the world, finding people and telling them about the Lord. How did they do this? If we look at a map of the ancient trade routes, what do we see? Well, as you see here, the map of Israel in ancient times, the trade routes were all next to areas under Israel control or in Israel's control. Much of the ancient times, all the trade routes went through the area of Jerusalem. So the tradition of trade that started from this continued even today among the Jewish people. They're known as tradesmen. They trade throughout the world. So in Jesus' time, they would travel these routes with other traders and make proselytes. So by its placement, the Jewish religion reached many people and created proselytes like the Ethiopian eunuch. So you have the kings during Daniel's time, even having Daniel publish the Word of God, parts of the Word of God, right, throughout the empire. Daniel 3:29, "Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort." And in Daniel 6:26 it says, "I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God, and steadfast forever, and his kingdom and which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end." So God spread his word throughout the world. You can even see it in influences of writing of ancient times. I've read Confucius. A lot of what he got looks like it was stolen from Proverbs. You have so many things because the Jews were people that were throughout the world. Because God desires all to be saved. Then by the time of Christ, due to the Greek Empire before the Romans, the Greeks spread this common language throughout the world. They have found Greek ancient seaports even in India and other places. So the Greek language was the trade language of the world. After, and so the Bible, much of the New Testament was written in Greek and spread throughout the known world. After Greece, there was never again a world-dominating language until the events of the 1580s to early 1600s. During this time, England defeated the Spanish Armada and gained control of the world's oceans from France and Spain, giving England control of most of the trade routes as you see in the map. So, causing at this point in time, right, this very specific point in time, causing the world's trade language to once again become one, which was English. Then, as we know, King James declared that they would make an English Bible for the people, to have one Bible which was complete for all the English-speaking nations. Right? So this was completed in 1611. So here in 1611, historically, right, you have all this coming together. English is becoming the international language, and God allows this king to produce his word the seventh time in English, purifying his word to be used throughout the world and create great missionaries throughout the world for hundreds of years. And so historically, I think if you look at it, the King James Bible has done so much more and is in such a better place, and historically fits the narrative that God has always used, that it leads me to believe, what other Bible could it be that is the international Bible for everyone that can read and write English, the international trade language? It's the King James Bible. Now, next we'll be doing our third point, and on our third point we will be talking about the difference in how Bibles are produced and why that's a reason the King James Bible is the Bible. I thank you, and I really hope that you like, subscribe, share these different messages with friends. I just want people to know what the Lord has for them, and that they can know for sure that they have the Word of God.